Hi, I'm Tracey from Tracey's Delights in Perth, Western Australia. Today I'm going to do a demonstration of my absolute favourite tool, the Profroster, which is this amazing product. I am by no means in any way affiliated with the company. I just happen to love this particular tool. Has actually cut my caking decorating down by a good 30% in overall, but my ganaching my cakes, it has cut it down to about 10 minutes max for ganaching my cakes. The reason I'm doing this today like this is the market has been flooded with a fake Profroster. Fake. You'll get it for a couple of dollars, but you'll be wasting your money. The Profroster, there's the two tools there together, side by side. This one's made out of a very sturdy plastic. It has a firm, a solid base. It actually has a sharp point on the edge, which actually goes to the very edge of your cake board to that you line that up, and that gives you a perfectly straight edge for your cakes. This Imposter, and that's all I can say, it's an Imposter. One can't even stand up on its own. It just topples over because there's no proper base. The base is tiny. The bottom edge, which is one of the most important factors of the Profroster working, it's rounded, which does not make a lot of sense. So today I'm going to cover a 6-inch cake, which is about 5 inches tall, which has been beautifully layered with another one of my favourite tools, the Agbay, which is a cutter which gives me perfect slices every time. Again, not affiliated, but love the product. So I'm going to start by showing you how this one will not give you the overall effect you're after. What I'm going to do is show you how I cover it, and then when I show you this one doesn't work, I will then follow it up and finish it off with the one that does, and you'll see how quick it is. So let's get started. I start by using my ganache is a nice peanut butter, nice soft consistency, not too thick, not too runny. So it kind of holds a bit of a peak when you do that. Okay, so what I do, some people use the offset spatula to do a full layer. I like to do things fast. So I'm actually going to use a bowl scraper, which I use then to go around my cake just to give it a crumb coat, because you want to seal in all those crumbs before you start with any tool. Doesn't matter which way you are decorating your cake. So this is how I start off with, as I said, nice and quick. I'm doing a little bit slower today for the video. Generally I just zoom and it's done. Okay, so I use that a little bit on the top just to, again, seal the crumbs on the top because I don't want crumbs through my final coat. This cake is a yummy lemon zing cake. Okay, so I'll let that sit for a couple of seconds just to let that set up a little bit. So in the meantime, I will get my Imposter, and you just do that, like so soft, hardly any, and it's come completely unclicked, okay? So it doesn't hold its shape at all. That bends up and down, again, not even sharp. So that is starting to set up. So what you want to do is you want to actually put this on your board, on the board. Now as you can see, I'll move this. I'm hoping you can see that. I'm just going to double check with the camera that you can. Yes, okay. So in here, it's supposed to sit flush against this bottom board, the base board, which is a little bit bigger than the cake, which helps allow you to have an even coat all the way around without gouging out cake. This does not, it's rounded. So it cannot work properly. So it will actually have a lip at the bottom when it's done. All right, so you've got your level. You want it a little bit taller than the cake, no matter which one you're using. So I'm trying to do a fair and a good display. All right, so I'm going to take that off. I haven't changed that or anything. I'm going to now add some more ganache to this. I usually start with a dollop on the top, a good firm, a good sort of generous around the edges. This is, as you will see later, this is how I do the other one as well. I did try to do this on an 8-inch, but I got interrupted, so you know how hard it is to take off ganache on a set cake. So I've decided to do it on the 6-inch. Same principle, it's just a slightly smaller cake. Okay, so I have my ganache. As you saw the consistency, it's easy to smooth. I probably have a little bit too much on there, so I will take some off. I wouldn't bother this with the Profroster, probably I shouldn't. I should just leave it as I would. Okay, so this is how I about to start. All right, I have my imposter. I'm going to put it on the board. I'm actually going to turn it this way. So show you how so you actually hold this, supposed to hold this firm on the board at the bottom, holding it firm down to the thing, and you're not supposed to move this, you're supposed to move your turntable. So this is not doing a very good job. Yes, that's an awful lot of ganache, but as I said, I like to do things quickly, so I always put extra on, so I have to do it less times. I'm just now scraping all the excess off. And this has now come away from here. So I'm now going to go around it again like I would if it was a Profroster. So now look at that. It's because I'm not doing any extra pressure, I'm doing exactly how I would if I was using the Profroster. So yes, you have a sort of flat top, which is, you know, kudos to this, but yep, but that's all you got. Because look at this. It has, because it's not, I'm going to bring it closer to the camera so you can see, because it is not on the edge of the plate, it's just scraping all the ganache off, and it's gouging out at the cake. So this is just not worth the 2 cents, unless you want to keep doing it, you know, 20 times. So now I'm going to get this and I'm going to show you how it works with this one. Okay, so that needs to be a little bit taller, up one. Look at that, it doesn't even come off. Look, it's so strong. Look at this. Oh, look at that, oh, look at that, useless. Okay, so I might just take that just one more level. Okay, so I have that on my board. See how firm, how solid the base is here? So I'm actually now going to go around and see how it's taking it at the edge of the board is what I want, okay? So I'm now going to just check that my ganache is still soft enough. It's a little bit firmer than that one, so, but it's going to work beautifully. Okay, dump it on the top, go on my edges. As I say, this is a little firmer than it was with the other, and the softer that is, the better it works. So I'm really giving the Profroster a good workout now, aren't I? To show you the difference. Okay, so I just go around, smooth that bit at the top of. Generally I can do, with the Profroster, I can do 2 sweeps, maybe the odd little touch up as, you know, as I go, and then that's it. Get that out of the way. Okay, I'm going to show you again with the Profroster. On the board, the corner sits flush. Look at that, flush with it. Okay, I can see I actually need a little bit more ganache on the top because this one has gone up a little bit taller. Okay, put a little bit extra on the top. So again, because I want to show you that it can be done in one sweep if you want. Okay, but it does take, like everything else, it takes practice. But I absolutely love this, and you will see why. So on the top, so on the board, right into the board, I'm going to turn the turntable, not my Profroster, and I'm going to Turn it slowly like I did the other one. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Okay, I am going to have to do a second one, but that is because the ganache is harder. So bear with me. It's not gouging out, it is an even. I'll just clear some of that off. So I just use this to clear off in between each one because you don't want extra ganache digging into it. So I'm just going to quickly, bear with me while I just quickly zap it in the microwave for about 7 or 8 seconds just to get the consistency back. I'm making a huge mess here. Yes, I'm a very messy caker. Couple of seconds in the microwave. Okay, that should do it. I did about 9 seconds there. Oh, yes, perfect. Okay, so I've got my consistency back again as I used with the other one, nice and soft. Okay, just mix that. Okay, so I'm actually going to use this offset spatula this time because I only need a little bit on the top, just to finish off. And then I just do a little bit around the edges on the bits that I've missed. And you can see where it's, you didn't have quite enough ganache. Okay, just about there. And I think this should do it. There we go. Okay, let's give this one more go on the board, holding it firmly at the bottom, turning the turntable, not moving the scraper, going around. Okay, look at that. She's just about perfect. Obviously I don't do it backwards with my hand when I'm doing it. I'm doing it backwards for the camera, so I'm looking a little bit more awkward than I would normally. Okay, so as you can see there's just a tiny little bit that's not perfect, so I'm actually going to go, I'll do this, I'll do a couple of little, but you want to do it nice while it's still fresh. This will just make sure all those little tiny imperfections, which most people wouldn't worry about, but I am a perfectionist. A little bit like that. Okay, a little bit more on the top, because you've got to build up your top. You want it to be nice and flat, so you end up with your beautiful sharp edge. Okay, I'm going to go around more. I might just do a little bit more there. Need to fill that in because I don't want the top to be not that it won't be lopsided, but I want it to fill it in so I can do it all in one last sweep. And this should do it. Okay, so make sure you've got no hard bits on there because that'll drag on it like anything. Okay, on the board, nice and firm, holding your turntable and holding this firm at the bottom. I'm going to give it one last sweep. Just a little bit more because I a bit too much on the top. Okay, I'm just going to start there. I'm not going to add any more now. I'm just going to take that last little excess off the top and look at this. I've got to turn it around so you can see what I'm doing. And look at that. And some people have said yes, sometimes there's a little divot on the top. Nothing that a little offset spatula can't fix. And it is perfect. So look at that. Beautiful, sharp edges. So that's how your Profroster works, and that's how this imposter doesn't. I hope you've actually got some info out of this. And yeah, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Cheers.